A spark flickers in the dark, faint and trembling, buried beneath layers of noise you didn't choose to carry. It's not your fault, but it's there, dying quietly every time your thumb brushes the screen, chasing a fleeting rush that leaves you emptier than before. We've all felt it, that hollow ache after hours dissolve into a blur of clips, opinions, and faces we'll never meet. It's not just time slipping away. It's something deeper, something vital, eroding with every swipe, every scroll, every surrender to the endless stream. You weren't born to be a vessel for someone else's algorithm, yet here we are, wired to crave the next hit, trained to fear the stillness that might reveal what we've lost. They've turned your mind into a marketplace, a battlefield where attention is the prize and distraction is the weapon. Scientists, engineers, and unseen hands have sculpted a world where your focus is currency, traded for fragments of fleeting thrill. It didn't happen overnight. This slow theft of your presence crept in like a shadow, soft at first, then unyielding. What began as entertainment morphed into a cage, locking you in a cycle of consumption that promises freedom but delivers chains. Look at your hands, trembling from the weight of a device that knows you better than you know yourself. It's not a tool anymore. It's a mirror, reflecting a version of you shaped by what you've fed it, a distorted echo of who you might have been. We've been sold a lie, a glittering myth that more is better, that constant connection equals life. But the truth cuts deeper. The flood of everything has drowned the meaning of anything, leaving us adrift in a sea of shallow noise. Your exhaustion isn't failure. It's a rebellion, a whisper from within that refuses to be ignored. That heaviness you feel isn't weakness. It's the weight of a soul demanding to be seen, to be felt, to be reclaimed. We're not just tired. We're starving, not for more content, but for something real. Something that doesn't vanish the moment the screen goes dark. The hunger grows with every hollow laugh, every borrowed outrage, every moment we let slip through our fingers. They told us knowledge is power, but what they gave us is a flood of fragments. Headlines masquerading as wisdom, trends posing as truth. We've traded depth for speed, and in the rush, we've lost the ability to sit with a single thought long enough to understand it. Have you noticed how your mind flinches at silence, how it scrambles for the next distraction? It's not an accident. It's a design, a rewiring of your instincts to keep you tethered to the machine. The world hums with voices, a chorus of chaos that drowns out the quiet questions we're too afraid to ask. What's left of you when the noise stops, when the likes fade, when the algorithm forgets your name? We've become echoes of what we consume, our identities stitched together from borrowed threads, clips we've watched, posts we've liked, opinions we've parroted. But an echo isn't a self. It's a shadow, fading the moment the source moves on. There's a violence in this, a subtle brutality in how we've let our inner worlds be colonized by the outer. Every notification is an invasion, every scroll a surrender, until the space where you once lived is crowded with strangers' thoughts. Yet beneath the rubble something stirs, a flicker of defiance, a ascendant, a refusal to be tamed. Your fatigue is a signal flare, lighting the way out of the fog, if only you dare to follow it. We're not broken, just buried, smothered under a deluge of stimulation that keeps us too busy to breathe. But the cracks are showing. Every time you pause, every time you wonder, you're clawing your way back to the surface. This isn't about guilt. It's about possibility. About the chance to reclaim what's yours before it's gone forever. You're not a prisoner unless you choose to be. Freedom waits in the choices you haven't yet made. Imagine a day not dictated by the ping of a screen, but by the rhythm of your own pulse. It's not a fantasy. It's a memory, a birthright we've forgotten in the glare of endless updates. The platforms shift because we do, bending to the quiet demand for substance over static. People are waking up, trading the cheap thrill of reels for the slow burn of meaning, and it's changing everything. You felt it too. Those rare moments when a voice cuts through the clutter, not with noise but with clarity. It holds you, not by force, but by resonance, a thread of truth that pulls you in and won't let go. This is no utopia. It's a reckoning, a painful shedding of skin we've outgrown. To step into silence is to face the ache of withdrawal, but it's also to taste the first breath of something alive. We've been taught to fear the void, to fill it with anything: sound, light, fury. But what if the void isn't empty? What if it's where you've been hiding all along? The mind bends under pressure, but it blooms in stillness, unfurling when the storm of overstimulation fades. Our ancestors knew this. They lingered, they pondered, they became, and we can too. You're not alone in this longing. It's a pulse beating through millions, a shared ache for depth in a world obsessed with surface. The tide is turning, not with fanfare, but with the soft resolve of those who've had enough. They can't stop you, not the designers, not the executives, not the code itself. Every time you choose the slow over the instant, you chip away at their grip, proving the system isn't invincible. Your attention is your power, a flame they've tried to smother but can't extinguish. Redirect it, guard it, wield it, and watch how the world shifts beneath its heat. We've mistaken saturation for substance, mistaking the flood of data for understanding. But real knowing isn't loud or quick. It's a quiet fire, kindled by patience, stoked by doubt. How often have you nodded along to a take you barely grasped, or raged at a post you didn't read past the first line? That's the trap. The illusion of awareness, a costume we wear to feel awake. Our thoughts once grew in the gaps, in the long stretches of nothing where ideas took root. Now we pave over those spaces, suffocating what might have been with the weight of what is. Boredom was a gift, a cradle for wonder, but we've traded it for a treadmill of sameness. The result is a world of copies, recycled rants, remixed beats, reheated dreams, originality starved by the rush. You're not missing out by stepping back, you're missing in by staying plugged in. The real terror isn't falling behind, it's never breaking free, never sinking into what matters. To think is to bleed a little, to wrestle with the raw edges of your own uncertainty. It's not glamorous, but it's yours. A rebellion against a machine that thrives on your apathy. Doubt isn't a flaw, it's a compass, guiding you through the haze of half-truths we've swallowed whole. Without it, we're just parrots, squawking lines we didn't write, believing they're ours. The digital self is a ghost, a patchwork of likes and shares that crumbles when the Wi-Fi drops. Strip it away, and what's left is the you that doesn't need an audience to exist. We've outsourced our worth, handing it to metrics that don't care if we break. Every view, every click is a leash. Tug it free and feel the weight lift from your chest. The performance is exhausting, this endless dance for eyes that skim and forget. Step off the stage, and the quiet isn't punishment. It's relief, a chance to remember your own name. We're not what we post, we're what we protect, the fragile pieces we keep from the spotlight. Guard them fiercely, and you'll find they're stronger than the noise ever was. Change isn't loud, it's a whisper, a shift in what you let in and what you let go. Feed the algorithm something new, and watch it stumble, unsure of what to do with a mind that's waking up. You're not a cog, not a profile, not a data point. You're a question, alive and unanswered. Stop running from it and start living in it, because that's where the spark reignites. The future isn't in the next app or the next trend. It's in the pause you're afraid to take. Dare to linger there, and you'll find it's not an end. It's a beginning. This isn't about fixing you. It's about finding you, peeling back the layers until the real emerges. It's messy, it's slow, it's unglamorous, and it's everything they don't want you to see. You've stayed this far because something in you recognizes the call, a pull toward what's been waiting. Don't let it fade. Nurture it. Fight for it. Let it breathe. So here we stand, at the edge of a choice, to keep feeding the beast or to starve it with silence. What if the you that matters most only steps forward when the world stops watching?